15 long years of working together. Look where we are now.
What are you saying?
Oh, I'm just... Would you ever have thought that we'd still be making films together 10 years after Leadfinger?
What is wrong with you? Are you trying to bring it back?
I'm sorry?
You promised me that word. You would never utter that word again.
Leadfinger?
Don't say it again! You know what happens when you say it 3 times under the light of a full moon? It's nighttime!
That's just superstition.
It's fact.
Leadfinger.
You summoned us. It has been 10 long years. We demand patronage. We demand remembrance. You will honor the 10th anniversary of your first feature film with the resurrection for the modern public. Never forget. You must.
Oh. What do you think it means?
I don't know. But I think it's...
Would it be all right if we paused halfway through the movie and had an intermission of sorts? I've got clothes in the laundry that I need to switch over. What was the point that we did our intermission in the original viewing? I can't remember.
Do you think we should line it up with that to make it extra authentic?
Yeah. It was either before or after a giant fight scene, so it could be anywhere in the movie.
Well, should we record some sort of little intro thing?
Yes. Testing, blah, blah, blah. Ha, ha, ha. Oh, ho, ho. Ha, 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 ha. Okay.
Those are all sounds we will not be making as we spend the next 2 hours of our time. More, oh no, oh no, oh God, oh man, oh God, oh man, oh God.
Well, I'm ready to record.
2,
whatever.
1. Hello. Not you. Them.
Oh yes. Oh, hello.
It's been a bit. It's actually been 2 years since we've uploaded anything as Hapstance.
We've been busy.
We've spent the last couple of years working on a show. Learn all about it at the Fogtown YouTube channel if you want to keep up to date with what we're doing. But today is about something a little different and looking 20 years back to where it all in many ways began
and ended. It ended before it began. Yes. No, it's wild that 20 years ago, not to the day, but to the month at least, is when we finished. Is that right? Finished?
Yes. Finished and premiered, because that happened on the same day.
Yes. Finished and premiered our first feature film entitled Leadfinger. To some, it is infamous. To most, it is nothing. It's nothing. None of you know about this. But the treat for you to celebrate our 20th anniversary of this momentous, groundbreaking film is we're going to do a director's commentary, director/stars commentary, and just cringe watching this thing that we made while we were in high school.
Indeed. And this is also the first time that it's ever been released onto the internet.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I think my friend's college's torrent system notwithstanding.
doesn't count.
No.
The internet will never be the same after today. Should we
This will be
provide
on
a
it.
yes? Should we provide a synopsis, or should we not give them any warning?
Well, I mean, I think we can talk about where our heads were at back in the day. We started this. I just began high school. You were a year ahead of me. We were in different high schools, but we had spent middle school together, forging a brotherhood of making ridiculous movies, if you can call them those. And at the time, we had both discovered James Bond movies and thought that they were the coolest things ever, if I recall correctly.
I would say you discovered them and then introduced them to me and said, you got to watch these. And then you made me watch a lot. And I was like, oh yeah, these are great. You only showed me the good ones first. You wrote me in. You wrote me in, and then I was like, oh, great. And then there was like,
Just a bunch of dregs.
Yeah. Yeah, and we set out to make our own, essentially.
But we knew that we couldn't just do that and like get away with it. We knew that it had to be comical, because inherently what we made wouldn't be taken seriously. So our out was, well, we'll just do a parody of it. We'll make it really silly. It's just James Bond, but he's stupid.
That was our go-to formula for most things that we made back in the day. Pick a thing that we like and then say, it's going to be like that, but stupid.
Really give it a lot of leeway in terms of artistic intent if something wasn't very good. But the project started out very haphazard, very much on a whim, and lingered quite a bit. An over 2-year long journey to get this thing done. And I think by the end, or like by the middle, we had kind of gotten over James Bond and didn't even really.
Oh yeah, we moved on.
The
far greener pastures
of Jackie Chan.
Of
movies.
Jackie Chan, yes.
And we wanted to see the project through, but we didn't want to make it a James Bond movie anymore. We decided it needed to be a Jackie Chan type adventure.
Yeah.
So we just pivoted and forced Hong Kong style fight scenes into the project we'd already begun, which to us just kind of meant beating people up with assorted objects without safety precautions.
Yes.
My back will never be the same.
No, we'll talk more about it as it happens, but I don't want to give too much preamble because I feel like we can say a lot as we're watching it. But I mean, that's pretty much what the people need to know. It's a bunch of teenagers setting out to make a movie inspired by James Bond and Jackie Chan.
We're coming for you, Leadfinger!
And it's what kind of kickstarted the whole thing. As the whole thing being Hapstance films and our later, features and comedy sketches on YouTube and the aforementioned Fogtown project. So,
which follows, or at least originally followed, a similar formula of let's do Sherlock Holmes, but stupid.
Yeah. But it's not that anymore.
It evolved a bit. I'm glad to say we matured.
It's Sherlock, but funny and smart, I guess. I don't know.
Smart and dumb.
Smart and dumb, yeah. Smum or dart.
Perfect.
Yes.
Oh, it also, this movie doesn't have a script. There was the loosest of outlines, but every day we went out and set out to shoot stuff. If there was dialogue, it was very scattershot and just kind of scribbled down on a piece of paper. And probably 80% of this movie was just off the cuff, just totally improvised.
Yeah. Sean's direction was...
There was no roadmap as we were making scenes. It was just kind of like, we know that the formula of a movie like this is going to have, some fights and some intrigue and whatever, but we were never really looking far ahead whenever we made any given scene.
Many times of me standing in front of camera, not knowing what to do or say, and Sean says, do something funny, say something funny. and I just pull something right out of my butt and throw it onto the camera, like a monkey trying to ward off visitors at the local zoo. Anyways,
So that being said, viewers, prepare to get feces flung at you. Let's get into it. Sharing screen. You see it?
yes,
You see the magnificent blackness?
I do.
Okay.
The eternal black.
This is what you saw for a couple years after finishing this movie.
Yes.
All right. Here we go.
Fantastic. I don't hear anything. Is there supposed to be sound?
Oh. Yes. Let me try this again. First, I'll put it in VLC. And second, I'll share it with the sound. What?
We're leaving all of this in. We're not going to edit anything.
Oh, there we go. Oh my God. Zoom has gone downhill. Okay. Here we go. Just me, not you. Actually, wait, I really want you to take a lot more credit for this one.
Nope, that's all you. This is very GoldenEye style music, I must say.
Oh, yeah.
Our first needless combat roll. We'll be getting a lot more of those.
Do you remember at what point in the process we filmed this scene?
Judging by the way I look, it had to have been near the end.
He's the only agent that hasn't had a significantly
I think.
important mission yet. It's about time you give him a
My
chance.
look changes a lot. Everyone's does. We all went through puberty,
Just trust me,
and it all
this
caught it
mission's
all on
simple
film.
enough for me.
Especially Rowan,
Yes.
which caused
Don't worry,
some
probably will.
interesting editorial decisions to try and mask that as best as we could, but we couldn't. We really couldn't.
I think the prompt for this whole scene was just we needed me to sneak in to this building.
But in a dumb way.
Right. So we just kind of made it up bit by bit. And I think this is, oh, not quite yet, but at some very soon we'll basically time travel back like many years to
Oh,
a
yes.
younger me.
We will. In the midst of this first fight scene, which I think bits of it were filmed 2 years apart.
I stored it all in the containment vault.
Also, a little Easter egg there, the movie that you're watching at first before you change the channel or before the guy talks to you is another little short that we made called Angry Neighbors. That was literally us just being like, let's go
Not yet.
film some
do it soon.
fight scene in my backyard. And it resulted in us doing what was at the time the biggest stunt for ourselves, which was just throwing me off of the roof and crashing through a bunch of garbage.
We have heightened the security around the outpost.
which was we were not to be outdone with this one,
No.
but we'll get to that.
Yes.
Oh man,
Also, your cat is very patient.
yes, this is a trip. I haven't seen this movie since we had our 10-year anniversary screening of it, and this is my house, my parents' house. I still live in this house, and it looks completely different now.
After we get done with this smuggle,
Yes, it's much brighter
we
in
are
the
going to shift our focus
in this
on
footage.
him. And you will not like what we have in store.
Poor Desdemona.
Oh dear.
Where? Get on it. Yes, sir. And when you're done,
Yeah, I play Blowhard too. I play the ultimate villain and the
very, very
hero at the same time. Also, speaking of music, it should be noted that Sean made all the music for this movie.
Well,
I made 2 themes, and that
Okay.
was it. I made 2 themes, and I gave them to you, and then you made everything.
It's true.
Which was a monumental task. Speaking of monumental tasks. That was a poop joke. That's right, we've grown up quite a lot and matured.
We would never do any gags like this in something nowadays.
No. I think even these scenes of me are wildly different in time from the first one of showing me sneaking in to the house.
That moment always would get a big audible groan of disgust out of the crowd.
That's what we're after. Groans of disgust.
Oh, this is I think it's the very first shot we filmed.
Yes.
We have de-aged significantly.
Hold it right there. Oh,
It's just a collection of all the Sims games in the background.
Sorry again.
Which, fun fact, this was foreshadowing for your life to come.
That's true. Very weird. Full
Austin
circle.
went on to be an animator for the Sims games for a while. Oh,
Very...
fighting! This is what we're here for.
Oh my God! Oh, the movie's finally started.
How scared were you to film this very dangerous moment?
Oh, so scared. My face almost got shredded. I'm curious though, because this was the very first thing we ever shot for this.
Yep.
Did you think we were going to be making an entire feature when we started doing this one scene?
Oh, I mean, I think so, but I had no idea what that actually entailed. So it was just kind of like, yeah, we'll just make a full movie. No prob, right?
I don't know if I ever thought it was going to be I just was like, all right, let's get together and film a silly thing. And I didn't think it would be years and years and 90 minutes of a movie that is sort of propped up around this.
I just kept leading you on into thinking, oh yeah, we're almost done making this short little thing.
Yeah.
As the years tick by. I I think we jumped ahead a couple years.
I think so, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely, because, yeah, we're about to do some very insane, silly Hong Kong style stuff.
So authentic.
Yeah.
So remember, like, shots like that, we would spend like a half hour shooting. Do way too many takes.
Yeah.
It doesn't really look like it. But, you know, we were getting better from where we had been. So. And that was an authentic head kick that I felt for days.
Did we do it a couple times? Two or three times?
I think if we did it more than once, there was only one like genuine one.
Yeah.
That was enough.
Yeah, very much inspired once again by Hong Kong action films where they would put some sort of powder on people and then hit them for reals and they make them, and they usually film it in slow-mo, and then they would shake all the powder off, and it was supposed to be the ultimate painful impact.
It doesn't make any sense narratively, but
No.
you watch it and you go, oh, it's a real hit. Otherwise, that powder wouldn't be flying off in that way.
How's he holding up?
Well, he's having trouble with a formidable adversary.
What, you mean someone with a multi-digit IQ?
He's a
Burn!
trainer turned hitman. Oh, he also coached Little League.
He didn't know the camera was rolling. He was just talking about me. They were like, oh, perfect.
We've gone back in time again.
Oh, we sure have.
I think this is back to the first day that we filmed this movie.
I do remember having moments where, like, you know, we're lighting paper on fire and, like, you know, doing wild things like that and going like, man, we're like doing it. Like, this is insane. Like, we're really making something here.
Oh, I don't believe the outcome was favorable.
Hello?
Our friends were so
Yes, I
hyped
was
for this
wondering
movie
if I could
too.
get life insurance for a client of mine. I mean, he's my brother.
The premiere of this was pretty legit. Like,
It was.
We had
More so than it deserved to be.
like 400 people. We'd taken over the main auditorium of the Hollywood Theater. My cousin-in-law, Morgan Spurlock, who had directed Super Size Me earlier that year, was hosting the evening. We thought we had made it. Like, we had arrived.
We had.
Now that was a close shave.
And that was the last thing we filmed of our first day. I don't know how we filmed so much random stuff and thought, oh yeah, well, they start in this room, they'll end in this room. There's no connective tissue to get from one room to the other. We'll figure it out later.
Especially if you're familiar with the layout of the house. Like,
Yeah.
we are teleporting.
Yeah.
Distraught Productions is the company within our previous film, Economy Time, which
Yes.
also, you know, should be uploaded to the internet for sure.
And Black Knight Studios was what was my little thing that I was calling myself basically at the time.
Do you remember your production company logo that you made?
It was me just filming a statue of that knight from the Harry Potter movie in the chess game, the rook piece, and there was like lightning, and there was music, and that was it.
It was trying to look like it was these really majestic shots of this thing, but it was all handheld. It was very obvious that it was very small.
Yep.
There was epic music that was ripped from something playing on top. It was great. Are you still there?
I am.
Oh,
I don't
you
know why
just-
my video's just being silly.
Such chroma keying.
Yeah. Look at him run. All of this stuff was shot like the very end. You can tell my hair was very long.
I think we had already moved on to filming Chunky Chan, our Jackie Chan follow-up to be feature that got scrapped. But yeah, we had the same hair then.
This was the one. That was like the one theme I made, and then the Odd Blob was the other theme I made, and then pass the baton to you.
My piano teacher helped make some of the additional themes within the main theme as well.
Oh yeah. I was remembering that today before we were recording this, of like the fact that I just showed up at one of your piano lessons one time while you were working on music with your piano teacher for this movie, and I was thinking, like, who does, like, that's only something that happens before smartphones and social media. You just like go and sit in and crash on someone's piano lesson. It's such a weird random thing.
I had no memory of that.
Oh.
Well,
Where did we film this?
good job.
This was in the administration building for like Portland Public Schools.
Okay.
That's right.
We had
Your mom-
inns at all these kind of places because my mom was a public school librarian.
That's right.
So about half of the movie was filmed
Hello.
in
I was wondering if
Jackson Middle School and my high school.
Send a couple of employees to soundproof my office within the next 2 minutes. Thank you.
And they're supposed to be big evil bad guy bases, and yeah, totally passing.
Jim,
Oh, yeah.
Where did you go last night? We had reservations.
Well,
I think we were even like people on set were making fun of it at the time, like just looking around at the locations we were in to be the big bad guy base. And they're being like, "Oh yes, I have a locker fetish."
What did you come for?
Oh, you know, just to file this.
Oh, I'm sure Eminem was enthralled.
Boy, was he ever. He looked at me in a way I've never seen before.
Okay, well, see you later. Make sure to write a full report to Eminem.
Okay, see ya.
I feel like some of this was scripted. It wasn't all improvised.
No, we had some scenes were written out, but not in a proper script format for sure.
Hello,
No.
Double O No. You may take a break from work today. After all, with that outstanding evidence, we'll be able to convict Blowhard of all his bubblegum smuggling exploits.
Are you alright?
Just great.
Well, I guess I'll be going now.
Oh, did Miss Pennypincher debrief you?
Nope, still got him.
I guess they got his soundproofing done real fast.
Yeah.
Oh, my other cat. This movie is just full of dearly departed pets.
Yeah, this is the sign of real good filmmakers, where they make their main character just take a day off as the first thing that he does in the movie. There's no agency, there's no forward momentum. It's just, don't do anything. Go do literally nothing. Whatever you want, and we'll have other characters stumble upon the plot for you.
I think that actually happens twice in this movie. Like, there's another point where he's just off doing whatever. The plot has to drag you back in again.
We cannot stress enough how much we didn't plan for this movie.
I think most of the last, 6 months of production was frantically scrambling to craft connective tissue between all the scenes we had made.
This being one of them. This scene is an
yes.
entirely different location.
Yes, yeah, we didn't have the old office anymore. So we're like, well, he has 2 offices, because it's just, it's more safe. He's a spy.
I also like the implication that he just sits by his phone motionless until it rings. And then answers it, does his thing, and then
well, yeah, that's what adults do, right?
Yeah, it goes back to neutral.
So, all of the equipment Leadfinger bought was purchased from illegal manufacturing organizations?
Yes, including Blowhard.
Blowhard? What's he got to do with
Some fantastic camera tracking. I think what was the name of this program that you did a lot of the effects in? I forget.
Oh, it was Motion.
I always suspected
Apple's kind of like 4-man equivalent of After Effects at the time.
Not at all.
Right.
He's been involved in illegal operations before, but judging by the data, nothing.
It was all edited on
He's always been a suspicious
iMovie,
guy, but
right?
being a
At first.
Eventually,
eventually we switched over to Final Cut. Like Final Cut Pro 1.
On his right hand and his left. He's replaced them with plastic-coated lead.
And I remember, so I think when we had maybe 40 minutes or so of the movie made and it was all in iMovie, I learned an important thing about file management and backing up, because I remember deleting all but 5 minutes of the movie to make a version, a highlight reel to send to a friend. And as I was going to hit export, my finger slipped and it hit save and just permanently erased all my editing work for the scenes I deleted. And so I had to re-edit the whole rest of the movie.
Goodness.
Yeah. That was really dumb.
It's funny because he's stupid. Right?
You're right. So good.
Where's Norm Macdonald to give the commentary? Oh, yeah, it's funny. Yeah, because he's an idiot, right?
Well, he's dead, so...
Well, that's what he would say if he was watching this.
Hello? 009. We need you back at HQ immediately.
What is it?
We've just uncovered evidence of possible terrorist threats. It seems that
we've just stumbled upon the plot.
we must investigate.
We need you to come here and,
make sure this movie can get to the ending.
Yeah. We've eaten up considerable amount of screen time already of doing nothing, so we're running out of time.
But our fears have just been confirmed.
Tell us.
There was a rumor once of Leadfinger having ties with Blowhard to collaborate on some kind of terrorism. Leadfinger's recent activities...
Pretty sure he's just reading the script
off
camera.
Yes.
Yes.
Most of his lines were too long for him to memorize.
Yeah, poor Kyle. Kyle was
on this case.
basically exposition man in this movie.
Yeah. He was there to deliver exposition and get humiliated.
Well, that depends. You'll have to pick from the hat. You're the female impersonator.
The what?
A woman. Got it? Look, Leadfinger owns a TV station. The current most popular show aired from there is a cooking show featuring Gwendolina. That's you.
And
We've already
deep
kidnapped
cut
the real Gwendolina. So you don't
that
have
no
to-
one ever knows about, really, is that this entire
She's
thing,
not a field agent. She's my
this Gwendolina's cooking show, was inspired by. We made 2 little short comedy bit. 3. Was it Martha Stewart gone mad or something?
Yes, I think that was exactly it.
Yeah, Martha Stewart Gone Mad, where I play Martha Stewart with a falsetto voice and an apron on, and it involved me just grabbing random stuff from the from your pantry and throwing it in a bowl.
Can't wait to show you what we're working on, 009.
And talking about what I'm making, and it always ended up looking disgusting, and then I had to take a bite by the end of it, and was supposed to throw up off camera or something.
But one of those times you actually did.
I did, yes. That was the last one we shot, because I was like, this is getting too gross. I don't like this anymore.
And I was like, okay, we won't make any more of those. But how about we make the exact same kind of thing with a new character and put it into Leadfinger?
And I go, yes, that sounds different enough.
An X-ray contact lens.
I like it. It feels new but familiar.
Also, anti-invisibility sunglasses.
But
When we invent invisible things, you will be able to see them. Also, a key that will open any door from 1920. And
It's so surreal watching this because I don't remember a lot of the. I think the last time I watched it was again like 10 years ago, like when we had the 10-year anniversary. But
is there anything else?
Yes.
There's parts of it that I do remember, but then most of this is me just remembering it as it's happening, which is.
Get it myself. Mine hurts, Brent. This
Oh my.
is your manually powered escape vehicle called MPEV.
Oh, manually. Oh,
Yes.
that's very nice.
Comes with 360 turn wheels and red leather interior.
Oh, that's very that's genuine leather.
Oh yes.
Yes. Does it come with a Hemi?
Unfortunately, we didn't get the Hemi.
Oh, is it a hybrid?
We're working on that as we speak.
Oh, that's nice. So could I just, give it a spin later this afternoon? Just
Test it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that.
Oh, nice.
This scene goes on so long. Oh my god. This is just you just not saying cut and us being like,
Operations manual.
I guess I'll just keep talking.
It's a lot of the movie.
Yep.
Right there.
Thank you, Edgar. So, yes.
All right. Well, is that it?
Let's do one more thing.
This was your dad's little workshop area.
Radioactive Kleenex.
Essentially your
Do not use.
your real life
Not in your
cue.
face, not in your house.
Oh. All right. Well, this has all been very great. I guess I'll be seeing you around.
We
then.
barely had to set dress it, too.
I know.
Edgar! Be quiet! None! Edgar! None! Ah!
And the fella there who plays Q-Tip is the star of your second feature, The Defective Detective.
No,
right?
no.
It's not?
No. The actor in that movie shows up as the same character of Graham Sharp at the end of this one,
right.
actually.
No, I'm confusing him with another. It's because they both wear glasses.
So prejudiced.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to both of you guys.
Doesn't make me look too fat.
Her just like, ugh. God, leave me alone. Get out of my room. You know, you can see we're very proudly showing our Jackie Chan influences in the background.
And my penguin fandom as well.
Fandom, fetish, you know. Potato, potato.
Very, very fine line between the two.
Give off Amazon warrior princess when I'm going on it.
This shot is this movie. This shot perfectly encapsulates this movie. Oh my god, it's still going?
Oh, it's so nice. Oh, that's lovely. How does it look?
You look like $1 million.
I know. It's really.
It's your color too.
I know. It just hugs close to my body and everything. Oh my goodness! Look at.
I like how they took an hour and a half or whatever it was to try on the one piece of clothing that a cooking show host would wear.
This is perfect. All right. Well,
It's a very, yeah.
And
there's a lot of trial and error in that process.
Right. Well, I'll be seeing you later.
Funny enough, our costumes were designed by Colleen Atwood, Oscar-winning costume designer. So weird that she slummed it with us for a couple of years and then, went on to do all those Tim Burton movies.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, I was talking to her all the time behind your back. You're like, what do you think we should? Should we dress for this next scene, where I have to be a woman in a cooking show? She was like, just throw an apron and a hat on top of what you usually wear, and you'll be fine. Stop calling me. I'm busy polishing my Oscars.
And it's just realizing just how much time in this movie we spend setting up this sequence.
Good afternoon, Plum Bum Studios. How can I help you?
Well, yeah, I'm here for the movie, for the show. You know, that thing with the camera on it.
And you are?
Another prime example of a scene where there's no script and John just pushes me out in front of camera and says, say something, make it happen. We need it. We need you to get in there. So,
Is in the front of the cameras, you know, with the hat and the apron. She does stuff.
Gwendolina?
Yes, that's it. Yes. Sorry, I'm getting used to this voice. I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too. Well, because of the federal...
another subtle puberty joke, I guess.
Homeland Security. We need to fill out one of these forms.
Is this a test? I didn't study it or anything. Sorry.
This is Ian's second role already in Leadfinger. He played the German-speaking abused assistant in Q-Tip's lab just moments earlier.
He was he just filled in the gaps wherever we needed someone. Especially if we needed someone who was willing to get hurt on camera.
Yep. It's kind of a masochistic streak that he was in the middle of while we were making this movie.
This was yet another school that we were filming in.
So where do I head on?
Yes, this was Jackson, school my mom worked at.
That's right.
Right. Thank you. Do you mind?
Go ahead.
Thanks.
Intrigue. And there is there's a freeze frame from this scene that Sean's grandma printed onto a piece of cloth and then sewed onto an apron and gave to me for a Christmas present, and I still have that apron. And I still use it. It's been washed, unfortunately, so like the picture's faded, so you can barely make it out that it's me, but it's still, you can still see me there. And
3, 2.
She would be honored.
Yeah, it's a great apron. Still use it. Channing was also our other fill-in-the-gap actor, right? The one who was manning the box camera there.
Camera, yes. He was brought on usually on a whim to fill out scenes, and I guess we were so haphazard in it that we never made sure that he had the same costume each time. And after a few days of realizing he was completely changing his appearance, like clothing, hair color, the works, we just leaned into it and ensured that he was always looking different every time he appeared.
Tonight we will be making a really special surprise.
Which I think is why, as a joke in the credits, we've credited, it was a bunch of pictures of him under continuity or something like that.
Yep. And his character is Inconsistency Man in the credits as well.
I didn't know that he had a name.
The name, yeah.
I want you to be understanding of others who struggle, and remember that we all make mistakes. Yes, all of us. Please remember that. Well, with that said, I guess it's safe to move on.
We could have made that speech before we premiered this movie.
Very much. The time-lapse clock and this speech is perfectly sums up this movie.
About 1 cup. Now, make sure you separate the ingredients in 2 separate bowls.
What's ironic too is that this is supposed to be a big production TV studio filming this very popular cooking show, and so far we've only seen one camera and a box camera, and it's all filmed in a children's there's 2 cameras. Okay, we got 2 cameras.
Wow, fancy.
Yeah, it's all filmed in a children's school, and yet today, in the modern age we live in, that they're basically really popular shows are being filmed this way. We were really ahead of our time. That's what I'm trying. That's what I'm getting at here. Paving the way for the future.
Now, it's common misconception that what type of liquid you put in matters, but it's really just for texture.
Just a half-drunk bottle of Mountain Dew in the cabinet.
Wait for the cake to be baked before adding the sprinkles. But here, I'm Gwendolina's kitchen. We like to do things in a more efficient.
Also, why is this happening? I've completely forgotten.
So
he's trying to infiltrate something?
Yeah. I mean, it's a really good question. I think he's supposed to be here to get some information, but you never make any effort to do that. You just show up, get on the show, and do all this.
I don't see why not.
And then I get into a chase, I think.
Sort of. There's actually a giant deleted scene where we filmed a whole car chase that takes place shortly after this that did not make the final cut. It's like a 5-minute sequence that we decided just didn't work or was too much.
I know what you're thinking. Restraint from these guys?
Chunkier, but a truck full of vitamin A, which enhances your vision. Oh, lovely.
The Liquefier 5000 turns anything into liquid.
Did I mention special surprise can also be served as a stew? Now the most fun thing about cooking is experimentation. You should never be afraid to try something new or different, which is why I am going to put in ketchup.
Ugh. It's the ketchup and the Worcestershire and the soy sauce. That's, as soon as that, everything else is fine until you put those three ingredients in, and then it becomes a terrible thing to put in your mouth.
Because it's special, and usually special people eat it on special occasions.
You normally mix carrot juice with your Mountain Dew.
You know,
Especially in third world countries.
you know, it depends. How hard I partied on the weekend, but
It's vegetables because, you know, they think that
carrots and Mountain Dew is not as like a disgusting combo until you add those other ones, and then it becomes inedible.
this is a carbohydrate. People put a special surprise.
Yeah, it's no wonder why I barfed on our third edition of Martha Stewart Gone Mad.
In China, they take the crumbs off because they think the crumbs are evil. It debalances their chi or something like that. Let's kick it up a notch. Bam! Woo!
And that's it. That's the freeze frame on my apron that your grandma made me. It's that bit of me saying "bam."
Well, it looks like that's
Our sentiments exactly. Cut it. Stop. I do remember during our premiere at the Hollywood Theater in Portland with our 400 people, this particular moment got many a giant "oh no,"
Especially right here.
Yeah. Just a giant crowd of people being like, "Oh God, don't do it."
It's so low res. We could have replaced it with anything on that spoon.
We could have. Well, we did actually. Like what I scooped out is not what I put in my mouth.
Right. It was, you got less of the sugar.
Yeah, and the flour.
Hey, that's not Gwendolina. Get in.
What clued you off? Gwendolina usually eats everything that she bakes on here.
I'm very concerned, Goonian. Ever since my cooking show was destroyed by that faceless stranger, I've had this weird inkling feeling that that same faceless stranger is going to come and try to ruin this plan too. So I'll be assigning all of you jobs on high alert. Mortimer, you and Gustav...
Also, by the way, this is Leadfinger, the title character of the movie. This is the first time we've seen him, and I don't think anyone says his name.
Yes, boss.
I don't think so either.
Yes, sir, brother. Are you busy right now?
Man, you know, I'm just chillaxing.
I want you to be head of security.
I don't know who that guy is.
If you're all successful in your missions, I'll give you all an extra ration of Prozac. But until then, we will not rest until we find out who's responsible for this.
Fantastic. Who are you? Oh, I'm Leadfinger. I'm the bad guy in this movie.
Dolly shot.
I know.
So let me get
We
this
were
straight.
so
You
fancy.
successfully infiltrated Leadfinger's television station.
Yes.
And then you blew it. Not only did you fail to retrieve any information about Leadfinger's activities, but you also alerted Leadfinger to the fact that we're trying to interfere with his plans.
Well, you see, there was that show, and I wasn't fully prepared, and
I saw the show! It was an embarrassment to mankind!
Well, the only way to stop Leadfinger now, you all keep trying. Amy's uncovered some very critical information. We are very close. We can't stop now.
Eminem, please let me have another chance. The only way we can stop Leadfinger is if we all do our best.
Well, since your best is so horrible that it makes our organization harder to trust than Enron, I cannot say I'm prepared
Topical.
to accept that.
Please, Eminem. I know I've screwed things up, but I can bring us
That
back
line
to
really
order.
brings down the house of Gen Z these days.
Because I've exposed our organization.
They live for that line.
But I can make it up to you.
Another dolly shot. Oh, oh. Hold my beer.
The sound level of your dialogue is equal to the sound level of the wheels scraping on the wreck.
More of your overly dramatic preaching, then so be it.
Yes! Thank you.
Odd Blob. I don't like this Jim Bob character. He's ruined me once before. I want you to follow him. And if he does anything sketchy, take care of him.
Didn't have any trouble with his hand in the previous scene.
I know this will be a very dangerous mission.
No.
I'm going into a heavily guarded outpost. But if you do it and come back successfully, I'll give you a bacon strip.
I just remember Rowan busting on that part.
Yep.
After that smuggling
Third cat of mine. Good old Cronkite. I think we couldn't find Desdemona to film the scene. She didn't want to come back. So
I can't blame her.
Grab whatever cat was available. Okay, that's our intermission point.
Great.
So I'll let you do your laundry.
Okay.
We can get back at it.
Fantastic. I am back.
Hello.
Okay.
Are you so excited for more?
So excited.
Okay, here we go.
And now for the thrilling conclusion.
Seems you, never learn from your mistakes. Remember to, never let your guard down when playing games with a secret agent.
This was another bit of him just doing nothing, right? While the plot happens around him.
Yeah. He just made a speech about getting another chance, and then he just goes.
Oh man, hey, have you got any
Kleenex?
Plays
I already used the
the
road
checkers.
map. You used it all! Oh, well, thanks.
Your turn.
And for our Hapstance fans, they might recognize this little room from our, which I'm basically acting out right here. The,
Looks like I have the gun.
Looks like I have the gun series. You know you got good friends when they let you stuff pillows in their shirt and then horribly embarrass them. You know.
He still talks to me.
I know. It's wild.
Wild.
I win. Dang it! I don't know why I try with you.
It really is a precursor of what's to come. With looks like I have the gun.
You did a similar voice for one of the characters too.
I did. I think the only one that's not there is the guy who gets shot. Really.
Yeah.
I just reused the Jim Bob voice.
Oh! Oh! Oh!
That kanji symbol was for friendship, if I remember correctly.
Perfect. Yeah, that looks vaguely foreign. Throw it in there. It's
It's a version of this story where he doesn't get a phone call. It's just
he brains himself.
The movie ends right there.
Ever since we took control of Blowhard, it's been trying to reclaim it. So just let me know if there are any security breaches.
It's not really.
That scene was included just to justify why we're reusing this location. Because it wasn't planned out in advance with a narrative reason.
That's good, because I was wondering actually why we're in the same spot again.
Good old Kyle to the rescue to deliver exposition that strings the logic together.
It's so good. Just the sound effects, the screaming, the. I remember watching this too, like at the premiere, and there was no music on this, and I was thinking like, wow, interesting. It's like there's usually music on these types of scenes. It's so cool that like he did something different on this scene with no music.
If his nose was full of nickels, we'd all be rich. I know.
Love the sound effect.
Yeah, I hate.
Looks like I have the gun.
Well, that was unexpected.
And there's the music. And the door's locked all of a sudden. Maybe I locked it on my way in. I was like, who left this door open? I'll close this and lock it. Someone can get in. Is this the... Yes, this is... strap in, folks, because... this is the start of like a half an hour long fight scene. Chase.
We really didn't know when to stop with this one.
No. This was also like at the height of our Jackie Chan fandom, where we were just trying some crazy stuff out, like this. Very. Would have been better if they all got stuck in there. But
that was Rowan 2 years younger. His hair is totally different.
Yep.
He's completely not through puberty. These shots. There's a version of this scene that's like triple the length before we move on to the next set piece. Oh!
And there it is, folks. There's the...
We did about 10 takes of that.
The backbreaker. And every take I was like, are you sure? You sure you want to do it again?
There he is.
And this freaking
let's get
mechanics creeper chase is... this is my everlasting memory of Leadfinger shooting it. It's like going over to your place and being like, what are we doing? Oh, well, we gotta shoot more of you trying to push yourself down the street in a straight line on this thing.
It's just your purgatory for a year.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if it's related or not, but just for context's sake, I should say that this movie was made, I think, in the middle of us making it, the last Pierce Brosnan James Bond movie was released, Die Another Day, right?
Yes, pretty early in the making of Leadfinger that came out.
Yeah, and it was made specifically for me and Sean. Like, before we had the brains to realize what hot garbage that movie is.
We thought it was the best James Bond movie of all time.
And we were smitten by the music. They had gotten this new sound to it that was all like electronic rock mixed with the classic Bond stuff, and it was really, like in hindsight, it felt like Joel Schumacher Batman movies, but James Bond.
It really did. There were earlier versions of these scenes that were all edited to the soundtrack of Die Another Day.
That's right.
Where we realized, maybe we can't just rip music from a major Hollywood movie and release that in theaters and charge money for it.
We learn lessons. It just takes us a long time. It's very slow.
Much like the process of getting around on a mechanics creeper.
Yes. It just never went straight. And it was so frustrating. Because I know that's like basically all the things you wanted it to do was just have it go down the sidewalk, have it go down the street, and I'd jump on that thing and it would go right or left immediately, and I was like, ah. Hence the purgatory of just constantly filming this.
A Tom Cruise moment.
It really was.
You were not on the mechanics creeper in that shot. You were just going like this and running. Which I don't know why we didn't do that more.
I know. Well, Once again, it takes us a long time to learn things. I think most of this is just you and me out there shooting. Like,
oh yeah,
it wasn't.
We didn't
There
have
was
camera
no crew.
people.
Yeah. Set up a tripod. Set up the shot so that you can't see both of us in there at the same time.
I remember this was one of the last things we shot.
Not this scene. It's later. But I do remember shooting this. This particular bit. And going like, man, what? We are really... Oh, we really like... We did it, man. This is good.
I think that, yeah, the raw footage, as we finish a shot, we'll be getting up and be like, oh, that was so awesome!
Yeah. We really clicked into something special. Some Drunken Master influences there. See, kids, this is what you did before, you know, TikTok or Instagram, or Facebook, or
before YouTube.
Before YouTube. And your parents didn't care. They're just like, yeah, whatever. Just take the camera, go out. You're busy for hours. In many cases, doing things that our parents would be horrified to know that we had done. It wasn't until afterwards when we get it on camera and we're like, oh man, that was great. And then they watch it and they go, oh, what did you do? You could have seriously hurt yourself. It's another
very necessary combat role.
Yep.
Double O now? Double O now? Hello, are you there, Mr. Bob?
Been on talking to no one for 5 minutes.
I mean, he's basically dead if he's not on the phone.
I guess we're like, this is another one of those really necessary connective tissue exposition moments we have to insert for this to all make sense. It's a little time capsule to that park. It's totally different now.
That's right. Yeah, it doesn't have any of that. That was supposed to be like workout gear or something.
Yeah.
And I'm once again stressing how little we planned this. Like, I think this was us just, like, every shot or like what was happening in the fight was really just us kind of doing a thing, and then we go, okay, where do we go from here? Well, there's some teeter-totters over there, some seesaws. Let's go over there and, I don't know, I'll try and chop you with them, or I don't know. Oh look, there's a merry-go-round. Yeah. Well, stick your face. Now this part was genuinely like dangerous. There was a point where I was like, "Excuse me," and you were like shoving me very hard, and I was a little annoyed. I'm like, "Excuse me, this. Are you actually trying to put my face in the middle of this thing?"
The audience will tell if you're not in danger.
It really didn't need to be that hard. But we survived.
That merry-go-round is still there.
Oh, really?
I think it's the only part of the park that is the way it was.
And the just giant structure thing.
And oh yes, yeah.
Now this bit, oh wait, this is the end of that day.
Oh, there's another 1 year time jump coming up.
Yeah. Like, this is near the end of this whole chunk of us filming it, and then we kind of square off again after this. And that's when it jumps. And my hair gets longer. Right here. Boom.
Yep.
The clip-on tie is off. We're back a year later with brand new moves. We've watched way more Jackie Chan movies now. I will say we did line up some of those hits pretty well.
Well, we weren't shy about going full force. That's for sure.
I remember doing that quite a lot.
Yep.
After everything that we went through in that fight, and those are the hits that knock you down. Also, this dude was just some dude at the park who watched us film and was like, "Oh, this is great."
Double O, no, where have you been?
We were like, "Hey, you want to be in it?" And he was like, "Cool, man." Yeah. I have no idea who that guy is.
We'll hurry back as soon as you can. We've got some last-minute preparations to do about the counterattack against Leadfinger.
He's so reading a paper. If it was HD, you could probably see it in the reflection of his eyeballs there.
Well, you know. All right, goodbye.
Bye.
Now to wait for my next scene.
He calls, he's like, "The plot demands you do this," and you go, "I've got some other things I want to do first."
Huh. I'd much rather do nothing that has to do with the plot. I remember at the end of that whole sequence us thinking, man, we really killed that.
Yeah.
And then I remember talking to family members after the premiere and being like, "What'd you think of that big action scene in the middle?" And they go, "Man, that was really long." I was like, "Yeah, but did you see what we did in it?" They're like, yep, that was really long."
Terrible. My wife left me. My mistress dumped me. They took out the mortgage on my house. My grandpa died in a freak dustpan accident. And I've washed that glass 3 times today.
Black and charred, just the way I like my action.
I'm again like, what's the purpose of this? What are we doing?
Well, you're tired, so you're going to the pub.
Oh.
And of course, you have to show that.
Well, there's plenty of comedy gold to be mined from Jim Bob going to the pub. I mean, what could that crazy guy get up to over there? With his hot chocolate and the marshmallows. It more so felt like us trying to be like, well, James Bond always has a martini. We got to do a bit with the martini thing.
And you can draw on the thing. Sure. I know you. I know
Like, I feel like if someone were to watch this movie who didn't understand the English language and they were trying to piece together what the plot was, they would think that this was like Jim Bob, like he defeated the bad guy or something, and then he like goes off to do some mission, and then he gets poisoned at this place. And they're like, uh-oh, they got him.
Fried his last brain cells.
This was filmed at the Lucky Lab.
Yep.
In Portland. Does that place still exist?
Oh yeah. This very location. This is the first one. They opened a bunch more, but this one's still around.
Fantastic.
Still, every once in a while, go to Lucky Lab for pub night with people.
I should clarify for people who aren't aware, we're from Portland, Oregon. This was all filmed in Portland, Oregon.
Which is why it was legal for high schoolers to get lots of alcohol.
No.
It's not alcohol, though. It's just root beer.
It's mine. Hello?
00, no, we need you back now. We've got a conference in 15 minutes.
Can it wait?
If you're not back here by 5, we'll just have to do it.
You've just extended the runtime of this movie by 5 minutes. It's unforgivable.
This movie was only supposed to be 60 minutes long. We were trying to make it a TV special. No one's gonna want it now.
Put it on my tab.
Alright, sir.
Give me the usual.
Sorry, we're out of marshmallows.
This is downtown Portland. Probably the most official, like, fancy-looking spot we filmed in the whole,
Or if you
movie.
squint, it's like, yeah, this looks like it could be a real spy movie.
Yeah.
Sorry to bother you, sir, but could you spare some change? It's for a very important phone call.
You see, it's funny because he's stupid. You see? It's funny because the guy doesn't have any money. He's an idiot. See?
Thank you all for coming. I hope you understand the situation we have at hand.
He walked in a
In a
big
different
circle,
pub.
ended up back where he started. Oh, there's the defective detective.
Yeah.
They look like brothers. They could be.
I could just go in there and stop it myself.
It's fair.
No, that's impossible. He's got the Goonian on his side.
So repeat the same camera move.
What if we all do?
Oh, well, dash it all. I've got a corking all day tomorrow, so you know what.
As you drawn.
You know, I'd love to help you guys, but, well, you know, I'm working on this really important case, and, you know, I've got my gynecologist appointment, and I just don't think I can fit it in.
Well,
Is he supposed to be the defective detective in this movie?
He is.
So
We'd already
really,
filmed a short film with
sounds
him
great.
before this one.
Hey, why don't you
That's
come
right.
I would, but I just don't care.
Kyle
Well, that's too
whipped
bad.
that one out without. That wasn't in the script.
Seems we have
I think he was just drawing from
Well,
a very personal place.
Yes.
His experience with the movie as a whole at this point.
Let's go.
Kyle's really the MVP of this rewatch. want to see the version of this scene that lasts like as long as the fight scene? Just 15 minutes of them walking across this parking lot.
I'll come for dinner.
Oh, and the constantly adjusting my clothes is a nod to.
It is.
What was his name? Alfred Caesar or
Adolf Caesar.
Adolf Caesar,
the Academy Award winning actor who appeared in Fist of Fear, Touch of Death,
which was a
official
terrible
Bruce Lee movie.
Yes, a very official Bruce Lee movie that was filmed after he died. And there's a scene in that movie where I think he's in a car or something. He's like in the back of a limo, and this guy's talking to him.
He's getting ready to go to Madison Square Garden and commentate the big fight.
That's right, and he just is constantly adjusting his clothes.
Union, I've received some
like
very disturbing news.
Vigorously adjusting his clothes. Like it is
and very redundantly.
Yes. I was like, I have to do that.
As you may know, a certain individual or individuals may be infiltrating sometime soon. So I'm putting you all on high alert until our secret plan comes to order. That is all.
Sure thing, Leadfinger. Our boss, because that's your name. Maybe he hates it when people call him Leadfinger. Maybe that's not his name.
Let's be onto something.
Looks like there's a god.
Looks like there is a god.
That's what most people said after getting out of this movie. There's actually, so we had a drawing where people would like leave comment cards and put their name, and we would draw a prize during intermission.
Oh yeah.
And one of them, someone had written, "Oh my God, it's almost better than sex."
Wow.
And I was like, we made something. We made something truly special.
Keyword is almost.
And they left out the words "really bad" before sex.
Turns out that guy hates sex.
It's risky to fight. He might raise the alarm.
Oh, there's only one of them. Let me out.
Real Leroy Jenkins moment before Leroy Jenkins happened.
Oh yeah.
You know what this movie doesn't have enough of? Fight scenes.
Hey, that's Jimbo.
Take them outside and shoot them. Wait.
Leadfinger might want to see them first.
Oh, he said the name.
I mean,
Oh.
Leadfinger wants them dead, right?
Oh, twice in one scene.
Shoot them now and bring them the bodies. That's just
But
as good, isn't it?
Leadfinger isn't there yet. Has anyone said Leadfinger to his face? Maybe I do later. I can't remember, but
Well, they talked about Leadfinger earlier in the movie. Kyle definitely did.
That's right.
I think this is the scene where it finally becomes very clear. Oh yes, yes. Wait for it.
You must be Leadfinger.
There it is! Yay! We made it! How far into the movie are we?
You've caused me quite a bit of trouble lately.
Well, I seem to have that effect on most people.
Also, for those who are confused, his fingers are made out of lead, so they're very heavy.
Well, not about that. I've seen enough James Bond movies to know that this is the part where I unveil my master plan.
Oh, Marvel, eat your heart out. We are self-referential humor.
Lovely. I've created this nice and easy PowerPoint presentation to explain the whole thing.
Beautiful track.
Phase 1. The reason I got angry.
Tracking?
When
What's
I brought
tracking?
my plan to attack Canada to the U.S. Congress, they laughed at me. Well, who's going to be laughing now? After that incident, I went looking to the stars and I found a planet. I called it Plum Bum. Quite you. Anyway, planet Plum Bum is made completely out of lead, as is my hand.
I guess I didn't need to explain that.
There we go.
But he never explains why his hand
My
is made
plan
of
is to
lead.
use the gigantic electromagnetic cannon that is perched on the top of this very lab. Bring it down on Washington.
I like your scientist.
The city, you moron.
That's great.
Yes.
Well, wouldn't a planet of that size hitting the Earth destroy it?
Well, I thought about that, but as you'll see from the presentation, the pros quite outweigh the cons.
I just remember
Number
this
one,
room
there will
being
be no taxes.
so stuffy
Number two,
and so
it'll look
hot
really, really
Oh, yeah.
and uncomfortable
Number
to shoot
three, once the world is destroyed, I will rule.
I don't even know what this is. This like a practice room
Well,
for
I win and you lose,
like
so
someone in
that's all that really
band or
matters,
something
isn't
like
it?
that?
Oh, probably.
Well, I've got more.
Because it really doesn't.
to attend to,
Besides
so
like
don't
torturing
see me.
someone for information, like I don't know what you would use this room for.
Oh, and take them outside and shoot them.
What? We told you!
Sir.
Hey, bring it!
Full contact slaps. Because it's Ian.
And us.
Hey, look what you guys did! You're getting away! Oh, Vince!
Amy, you go hack into Leadfinger's system, alright? Q-tip, go do something smart.
I'm gonna go home.
You directed him like I directed you in this movie.
Yes.
Go do, it'll be funny. Oh, yes. You thought you, were done with awkward rolling vehicles for chase scenes.
There's so many
Not
options to
even
choose
close.
from.
Red leader to Bravo team. Cut him off in hallway C.
No, he has no problem with his hands here. And I think that's because when we were filming this, he was not Leadfinger. He was just a random guy. And we changed him into Leadfinger retroactively. But kept all this stuff.
Because we were like, man, look at the way he shimmies on that bike. This guy is
going places.
Main bad guy material. This is another example of your mom giving us access to the school she works in, and then being like, "All right, kids, I'm gonna go do some work. Don't
do anything dangerous.
Don't do anything dangerous. Don't worry, Mom. We just are gonna, roll around the halls on these scooters. All right." And then this happens. We were not to be trusted.
Anybody up, guys?
Oh, this computer lab did not escape unscathed.
Nope.
All right, sugar, time to lay the smack down.
You can see the pillow sticking out. And most of the shots of Odd Blob, that's happening.
Now, you kids aren't going to go into the audio, the media room and destroy all the equipment in there, are you? No, Mom, no. Kids aren't going to go to the computer lab and film a kung fu fight in there, are you? We're not idiots, Mom. Come on. Comedy gold.
It's just the slowest, most awkwardly staged fights. Oh yeah, I just remembered I think you forgot to bring your suit jacket in this sequence.
Oh.
We just threw my leather jacket on you to cover it up, and then I think that we filmed the scene of you taking the jacket off somebody else and putting it on top.
That's
to
right.
make it all make sense.
I think it was after we filmed this that we realized, oh, Sean needs to just hold on to my costume so that anytime I go head over to Sean's, he's got everything there.
Hard hit.
This bit.
There we go.
Don't do this, kids. Don't do anything that we do in this movie, I should say. This is... I wouldn't say this was done by professionals, so you definitely shouldn't be doing it. I feel like the camera shot did not... it sort of showed what that jump was, but it didn't really do it justice as to like the level of danger involved in that jump. I remember that was like, I want to say that was the first big stunt that I did. I went on to do
it was after our Angry Neighbors roll off the roof thing.
I feel like the Angry Neighbors was after that. Because it just kept escalating, the stunts. Just kept getting more and more insane. I feel like the stairway jump was the one that like made me go, oh, I'm invincible. We should do more of this.
Then it was the next stairway jump you did for Chunky Chan that made you go, oh, I'm not invincible.
Yeah, one day I will die. Just keeps going. What if this entire movie was an advertisement for Energizer batteries? Roll credits, show the bunny.
I just had a flashback to an earlier edit of that piano gag where after he got his hand shut in there was just a really half-hearted sound effect. I wish I didn't kick it out. It's really funny.
That's you again playing a different character, right?
A different bad guy with sunglasses.
Yeah.
It confused a lot of people. We're like, wait, why is he here?
Well, clearly you had green hair or something, so completely different person.
Unlike when Channing's hair turns green in a shot, where it's the same person.
Yeah. What it really boils down to is we had ideas for ridiculous stunts or like things that would be painful, and there was only a certain number of people who were willing to do them, and it was you and me and Ian. And so we had to come up with other characters to take the brunt of all of these really painful stunts that we wanted to do.
That's pretty much. Oh, this is the best part. Yes, they do plays at the bad guy's base.
Yeah. Simple black box theater stuff, you know, real small, intimate.
Villain monologues.
Yeah. Everyone, when they fall down, they kind of just gingerly lie down half the time. Not you, of course.
It just vanished. Like, I should have been in that shot.
She kicked you so hard. You vaporized.
Kicked out of the movie.
You know what's funny is years later, they'll make a 5th Indiana Jones movie, and the same gag will happen in that movie, where he wards off a bunch of bad guys and says, "Don't come any closer," and then they all pull guns out and he screams, and it will be just as fantastic.
What's been happening?
Well, I just had to deal with some of Leadfinger's henchmen. How about you?
About the same.
Yeah, held up pretty well on your own?
I have my ways. So you see your Leadfinger with?
No, I didn't. Let's go look for a directory.
Okay.
Let's see Leadfinger's current location on the map.
There's no way they can stop me now.
He had that jacket on in the chase scene, so somehow it ended up at the place he was going to go to before he got there.
Maybe he has a couple of them.
Oh yeah, there you
he
go.
changes out of them, you know, when he
He got
sweats
too
through
sweaty. Yeah.
This bit,
sure-
I remember you built a little model, like a miniature.
Yep.
And shot all this on like a green screen or something, and I hadn't seen any of this footage until the premiere, and was very impressed by the like, oh crap, there's freaking models in this movie.
Stop it right there, Leadfinger. It's too late. Plum Bomb's already on its way. See for yourselves. The magnet cannon's already been activated.
This was in another room that was sweltering hot.
Oh yes.
It's an ingenious plan, don't you think? Taking a planet and crashing it into another planet, and there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing. Nothing, 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 nothing. Nothing.
Oh, that locker was reclaimed by a friend of mine during a recent visit to that school. They were remodeling. So it's worth a lot more than I realized, seeing that it's in this movie.
Well, now that this commentary is coming out, the price just skyrocketed. If it's gonna get appraised on Antiques Roadshow or go on eBay or something.
Believe this. This is no. No, this can't be it.
No, this movie can't be this pointless. Funny enough, we shot this inside of a projection booth, right, for the auditorium, and a climax of our other feature film, Cuda Cinema, happens in a projection booth.
Wait a minute.
But it's an actual production booth in the plot line in that one
Right.
too.
Just another prime example of, you know, the men just faffing about while the women are taking care of business in the background.
Of course, everything she does is pointless because his plan isn't going to work because the lead magnet thing. So this whole thing gets blown up for no good reason. I guess it's to ensure he doesn't find some other planet made out of other metal.
Yeah, sure, that's the reason. Also, not because you wanted to just set something on fire and film it.
But my plan was foolproof.
You're out of luck, Leadfinger. We got you surrounded.
You're out of screen time, Leadfinger.
There's another version of that. Shouldn't have cut it. Where you said, "We won!" After he fell over.
That's right.
It's very good.
Jim!
Yes.
I want
Talking about haggis?
Thanks to you, you've
think so.
helped us capture Leadfinger and practically all of the Goonian. I never thought I'd say this to a person with a monodigit IQ, but thanks.
I love that this agency throws everyone a pizza party for saving the world.
I really
On
like
point.
what-
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Well, thank you, Jim. I wish I could say the same about you.
Oh,
well, positively coy.
You declare.
Oh no, I'm cutting back on the carbs.
That's a pity.
Yeah, that was great.
And don't forget to write a full report by tonight.
All right, I'll get right on.
All right. I didn't mean now.
That's the twist. Jim Bob loves paperwork, but he hates actual, actual work.
I just 9 to 5 is basically fighting people, so I can see how that would get old.
Yeah.
What interiors were not filmed at a school or at my house in this movie?
Well, there was that amazing dolly shot in that cafeteria room.
That was for the education administration building, though. So it's kind of
still, yeah, okay.
School adjacent for sure.
School adjacent. I don't know if there is any interior that wasn't in a school. Get ready for another hour of fighting.
It's gonna be so long and cool.
Yeah. These guys were just getting warmed up.
Psych.
Oh. Didn't see that coming, did you?
I'm certain no one did.
Forgot.
You got a pretty mouth, be ashamed about to mess it up. Get out there, boy.
Jesus.
This took an extremely dark turn.
I'll need you to return your gadgets.
I put them on Eminem's desk.
All right, we'll get them later.
So it seems hiring Jim Bob was worthwhile after all. At first I couldn't stand the sight of him, but it seems we're becoming good friends. Double O no!
The end. And of course, you gotta have outtakes. Because that's what Jackie Chan does.
I need a reaction. Yeah, that's good, but it's a little late.
Well, I'd love to help you guys. I'm on a really important case, and I have a gynecologist appointment, so
I got a real good scrape from that one, I remember.
Yep. Oh no. Statute of limitations.
That's why we waited 20 years to upload this on the internet.
It's too late. Your time is up.
Honestly, people watching this, they'll be like, oh my god, computers used to look like that? They're so boxy.
Time to lay the smack down.
Hey, Jack. Did you get the MPEG? 9. I said get the MPEG! 9! Yeah! No! Round down to my arm! Max 9! 9!
This is Robbie. I don't know why he wants to do this, but
Because they're getting $5.
and he's really stupid. Chug, 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 chug.
Your mom isn't completely blameless. That was her laughing in the background. There was times, of your parents just like watching us do things and go, oh, you crazy kids.
Did you bring the end pen? None. I said bring the end pen. None. No. Round on the mouth. Fuck sniff. No. Round on the mouth. Fuck sniff. Nine.
Just say the line. We can all go home.
What is it, Enzo?
Do you think this would make my butt look too big?
Okay.
You okay?
I'm okay. My kids are gonna be born with 9 fingers.
That's Leadfinger.
That sure is. What more can be said? It really, it was something. I mean, it was, I remember when we premiered the thing and having freaking 400 people show up and Morgan Spurlock introduced it, and we, like, our names are on the marquee outside of the theater, and it was an overwhelming experience that night, and very much like, oh my gosh, this is, in my short 17 years of life at that point, it was definitely like a highlight of my life. And I look back on this now, watching this, and go, wow, this, like, we had such a giant group of support, like just a lot of people that really supported us and loved us, and very grateful for all of that. I would like to. I'm certain also that we grew substantially as filmmakers from this. We only made better things after this. We learned from our mistakes and moved on to the next one. Also, another thing that people probably aren't aware of, or we alluded to it, is that you were working on this basically until, right up till the last couple minutes before the premiere happened.
Oh yeah. Like, I had school that day, and I remember exporting it to the DV tape, because you couldn't just render it to a file. You had to print it onto tape, because we had to screen it in a projection booth from a tape. And I had time to watch the first act, tape 1, before school. And my mom had to watch tape 2 while I was at school to make sure that it didn't have any terrible errors. But it meant that I didn't even get to see the movie before the public did at the premiere, which was very wacky. Just me. All me, not you.
I mean, in a lot of ways, it was very much you. Like, I was in front of the camera and, improvising a lot of the scenes, and we were working on the fighting together and all of that stuff. But you were the one who was directing it. You were shooting the whole thing. You edited everything. You did all the music, all the special effects.
Probably most of the writing.
Most of the writing.
Because I would just spring stuff on you, you'd show up, we'd film, and you'd be like, wait, who's this character that we're talking about now? I'd have given you no heads up about anything that's going on.
Yep. You were an awful lot like H.H. Holmes, the serial killer, with his murder castle, in that when creating his murder castle, he would hire on contractors and only show them partial plans, little segments of blueprints, and then he'd fire them after a week or two, and then hire a new person so that no one truly knew exactly the layout of this murder castle except him and the way it was all built. And you were the exact same, you as H.H. Holmes.
It's exactly what I was referencing.
This was your murder castle, and we were all just the unpaid contractors who were like, "What are we working on? What is this?"
Pretty much, yep.
And instead of innocent victims being murdered, it was our backs and our knees and various mishaps from stunts, wild stunts that we pulled off. Do you have any sort of high, when you think of this movie, like what's the first thing that comes to your brain?
I don't know. By the end, my brain was just shutting off. as poorly made as it is, I do find it fun to look back on. It's very endearing. I feel no shame for what we pulled off at that age. It's admirable. We could have spent all that time and directed our James Bond fandom toward, playing Nightfire and Goldeneye, but instead we made a mockery of the franchise with our own feature-length film. So,
indeed. I feel like that's what more can be said. I feel like that's the perfect way to cap off this 20-year look back. I don't even know if it's a celebration. It's more of a
observation.
Observation. It's us, if you don't study the past, well, you're doomed to repeat it. And this movie seems to pop up every few years at around November when we finished it, as if it's some sort of infernal hell beast who needs to be given a sacrifice in order to stay asleep for another 10 years. So I guess we'll see what happens at the 30th.
Yeah. Maybe we'll be premiering Leadfinger 2 by that time.
You've been threatening Leadfinger 2 ever since we finished this one. So
before we finished this one.
Well, thanks everyone for watching and listening. And if you want to see what we've been up to, that is way better than
why
this.
is your camera off still?
Well, I don't know. My computer's being stupid. I don't know what's going on with it. Just replace my face with like a picture cut out or something.
Okay. Should it do the mouth movements or?
Yeah. Do the jaw flap. Do the Fopperschmidt's jaw flap.
Okay. Got it.
Anyways, what I was saying was, if you want to see what we've been up to in the 20 years since this movie has come out, you can see our stuff on Hapstance Films on YouTube. But you can also see more recently what we've been up to with the Fogtown series, which is also on YouTube. We've got some stuff there, and it's much better than Leadfinger.
Yes, it is. I'm proud to say that. This was not our zenith, so thank God.
Well, without further ado, until the 30th.
Or maybe the 25th, who knows what
new tortures we can wrought upon ourselves.
Exactly.
Great. See you at the 25th.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.